Hey guys, it's Russ Howe. In this video I want to talk about something which a lot of people in online programs completely overlook or neglect, and that's offline marketing. Something which I love. It's cheap, if not free in a lot of cases. It's easy. If you can do anything online, my God, you can do it offline. It's so much easier. Word of mouth, despite all the technological ways you can promote a business, word of mouth is still the best by miles, okay? Because it's overlooked, you tend to have zero competition for whatever you're doing, particularly in your local area, zero, if not even wider than that. Plus, it makes you step up, you want to be your own boss. That's what being your own boss involves, by hiding behind your computer and just clicking things. It's kind of the easy way to do it, and a lot of people, you only find out what someone's made of when they actually start dealing with people, they start speaking to people about their business, find out what makes them tick, and that's when you find out how far someone's going to go. So it brands the person, it makes them step up and become who they want to be. First thing you got to do though with an online program, present it differently, okay? Don't present it the way that you would see something on the internet, because people in the real world think differently. My God, do they think differently. If you present an online company to someone in the real world, first thing that they would think, speaking as a normal guy, yeah, I earn a 5-figure income now online, but I'm a full-time dad and a fitness instructor. So speaking as a normal guy, I would say, it's online, scam. Can't be real money, gotta be illegal, next, okay? If that's how it's presented to me, then yeah, of course I would. If I've got, getrichquick.com, make 100k for doing no work, like you see online. So you need to present it as a business. At the end of the day, you're not looking for those type of people anyway. You're looking for the right type of people. People who want to be their own boss are the only people you want to work with. So you need to present it to people in that mold, okay? So it appeals to the right type of person. So present it to someone as a business and they'll see it as a business. Present it as a scam, I'm sorry, you're asking for it, okay? The first thing I would do is get yourself a domain name. The name's quite important. I would go with either your name or, something professional. The key to a domain name is it looks professional. With offline marketing, you don't want to be marketing a sign-up link to something. You want people to go to your site, see you as the contact, and get in touch with you. So get a domain name. It also allows you to present the program as you want, rather than using a link which takes you to someone else's site and they can see it how they want to see it, because that could lose you sales. Present it how you want to present it, for the people who you want to attract. And you can get a domain for about $10 a year from GoDaddy.com, or you can get a free subdomain from sites like BlinkWeb, Weebly, even affiliate programs. Our team's in TWR Power System. A lot of them use free subdomains which they get from TWR. So there's endless possibilities there. So once you've got your domain, we get down to marketing. First thing I would do is buy some business cards. Good friend of mine, Courtney Cole, says if you don't have any business cards, you're not in business. Basically, he said, and that's really true. I don't know one business owner without any business cards. Now, as well as giving those business cards to people who obviously you think might have what it takes to be their own boss, you can also find a lot of other people with them just by leaving them in places. Now, I would say to leave them in highly populated areas of bored people, in a nutshell. That's what I aim for. So things like doctors' waiting rooms, okay, hair salons, fitness centres, anywhere that you could think. There's a lot of people just, there's people just going to be waiting around for large periods of the day with nothing else to do. If I'm sat in a doctor's waiting room, just from my own personal experience, if I'm sat there for half an hour waiting for an appointment, I don't even need to tell you how boring doctor's waiting rooms can be with no sound. And you just end up, there's always a table with magazines on that you would never pick up. Stuff you've got no interest in, yet I find myself reading them. I'm a sucker for it. I find myself picking it up and glossing, glancing through things that I have no interest in, but I can't put it down. And I never see anybody leave material to do with home business. Never. Again, that's probably because of the vast neglect of it by business owners. They just don't think of it. I'm the only guy that I know that does that. And the fact is, if it's left in somewhere like that, people will pick it up. and they do. I know they do because I get success with it. So that's one of the things which I do. Simplicity is the key with business cards. You know, you don't want to put too much info. You don't want to put hype on it. Remember, the website's designed to do the talking. You just want to get them there, and also you want it to appeal to serious people. Okay, so no false hype, no nonsense. If you market something with, you know, a get-rich-quick attitude, you're going to attract get-rich-quick type of people, and they're the only people that never stand any chance of getting rich, basically, because they just want to do nothing and get rich. And I would rather have nobody in my team than a million people like that. Okay. Flyers, another good one. Again, like business cards, simplicity is the key. If someone hands me a flyer or I see it stuck up somewhere, it's got to grab my attention immediately, or it is not going to grab my attention. Okay, simple as that. Usually, I see a lot of flyers that go too far, you know, too much writing. I'm going to be walking past this thing and I'm not going to stop and read it. So you want probably a logo, a quick sentence, and your website address, and that'll generate the interest. And then when they get to the site, they can do the rest. Okay. Bumper stickers and car magnets is a good one. Bumper stickers, quite good for, obviously if you're driving around, people are going to see it, but also if your car is parked in a busy street, people can be walking past it all day. All that free traffic, excuse the pun. I can't even believe I said that one. Yeah, just people are going to be walking past it all day. Car magnets as well, quite misleading, you know, because if you ask me up front, do I read car magnets when they go past it, I'd be like, nah, no interest. Yet, if a driving instructor goes past me in the street, seriously, I cannot stop myself just looking, and I've got no interest what his phone number is to his driving school. I don't care, but I'm reading it, and I see other people doing it. We're just sort of drawn to it, even if we're not interested. We'll be reading it, and it'll be going into our heads, and we might think of it, you know, that we're not doing it, but we are. That's something which is really easy, that one. Word of mouth marketing, still the king by miles. By word of mouth, okay, I do not mean telling your friends and family. A lot of people say, oh, my friends and family, they think everything online is a scam, so I can't do it. No, it's not friends and family, okay? Everybody goes through that. Honestly, everyone watching this video has probably experienced something similar to what I'm going to tell you now. You start out and your friends, your family, they do not believe it. They'll laugh at you. Okay, it's like a baptism we all go through. Something to do with the stigma attached to online companies, which, let's be fair, the online industry earned itself that reputation. And when I started, you know, out of a really large family and group of friends, only one person stood by me, and that was my brother Sean, who a lot of you, if you're in my team, will already know he has success with us now. And that's because he's the only person that saw it, the only person that's took the time, saw it was real, saw that he could do it, and he's now reaping the benefits, as am I. You know, I've got a 5-figure income coming from this now, and yet still there's people in my family that don't believe it. Of course there is. I mean, you know what, I wasn't going to say this, but a couple of weeks ago I found out from a friend of mine that one of my own uncles, someone who owned his own business and everything, someone who I looked up to for that, was saying negative things about my business. You know, saying, just because they'd never looked into it, they'd never done the research, and they were saying the typical things like, oh, it's online, it must be a scam, it mustn't be real money, it's got to be illegal, there's got to be a con somewhere. Saying that, and you know what, just because people are family doesn't mean that they're the right type of people to work with. I was really sad when I heard that. But I know that I've got the documentation. I know that it's real. I know that certainly know that I'm getting paid. I know that my son is having a better life than he ever would have had if I didn't stand up for myself and start changing my own life. So we deal with those things and we move on. Okay, like I say, just because they're family doesn't mean it's right to work with them. It doesn't. You want to work with people who are like you. That's what word of mouth marketing is. Find people who are like you in the real world. And other things like business cards will help with that, okay? Whether it's face-to-face, whether it's on the phone, it's all offline, it all counts. And keep it short. Again, simplicity is the key. You'll know straight away, you know, within a minute usually, you'll know whether someone's got what it takes to be their own boss. and they'll know whether they want to do this even quicker than that. I've seen a lot of people who've seemingly got it tied up and then they just lose it. They talk themselves right out of a sale, not just with business but in shops. You know, a salesman will be trying to sell a phone or something and he'll just talk himself right out of it because he just does not shut up when he's ahead. Remember why your website is created. Okay, if someone's interested, give them your business card. Okay, it all comes together. They'll go to your site, they'll discover the rest, they'll join if they want to join, they'll do it on their terms. And that's how you want them to think anyway, because you want them to be their own boss. Okay, you want them to have that, basically that individuality. Okay, the pen is a free marketing tool. Well, it costs about 5p, but if you already own a pen, it's free. If you go to an internet cafe, or just a regular cafe, or a coffee house, they've usually got newspapers scattered around, and what I like to do sometimes is just write my website address with a very small, short sentence, again, to grab the attention on the front page of one of those newspapers, and then just finish my coffee, move on, go out, go enjoy your day with your kids or whatever. How many people are going to pick that newspaper up during that day? I mean, seriously. Obviously, you want to keep it discreet. You don't want to write it across, like, lengthways across the whole newspaper, or, you know, write it on the coffee house wall or something. They'll just ask you not to come back. Keep it discreet. You want it so people can see it, but not complain. Otherwise, that's pointless, you know. One which I've never done this. I've never actually done this, but one of my good friends from offline marketing, we went to the Metro Centre, okay, which is in the northeast of England. It's a very busy shopping centre, and he did something which I've never seen done before. He took a normal £5 note and he spent it, and he had this little smile in his eye, and he told me when he was spending it that he had written his website address on this £5 note, and he'd been very careful to write it really small, and also, you know, so it didn't devalue the money. You don't want it written somewhere that's going to make it unspendable. And then he spent it, and I thought, well, that's not going to do anything, you know, it's just going to be sat there, and you know, why are you so happy with your choice there? And then we just went out and we enjoyed our day and we did our thing, and that got Christmas presents for the kids. You can see the tree. White, my girlfriend picked it, not me. Anyway, so yeah, he spent that, and then it wasn't until I sat down to have my lunch that I realised that was a bit of a genius move, something that I never thought of. By spending that note in a busy shopping centre, the chances are it's going to be given out in change to somebody, okay? So somebody else is going to pick that up and they're going to see that. But by spending it in one of the busiest shops in the shopping centre, the chances are not only is it going to be given out in change, it's going to be given out immediately in change, okay? He was careful to also select a small note, a £5 note. If he'd have selected a 20 or a 50, that's probably not going to be given out in change to anyone, okay? So this £5 note's just going to be given in change to probably the next guy in the queue. And also when that guy, because he's spent it in a busy shopping centre, the majority of people are going to be staying there all day. So, and we were there sort of midday, sort of peak time. That whoever gets that is going to be doing their shopping, so they're going to go to the next shop and they're going to spend it in there, and it's going to be given to change in someone else, and they're going to, and how many people, I mean, there's potentially hundreds of people are going to see that little thing that he's done on a £5 note before even that week is out, and that is just crazy. That's that was nuts. That I'd never done that, and I still have never done it to this day. Just never even popped into my head. So that's what I was saying, though. The limitations with offline marketing, you see, that there are none. You know, the only things stopping you are your imagination and your drive to do it. A lot of people like to stay behind the safety of their computers, clicking things. They want to be a business owner without speaking to anybody, without having any contact with anybody. I've got to tell you, being a business owner is about those things. You know, it's about speaking to people and getting out there and stuff like that. And doing it online, yeah, it makes it easier, but you still want to have that relationship, because without that, you ain't got a team. Okay, you ain't got a business. And the best way to do that, not the only way, but the best way to do that is to speak to people and build that relationship. Certainly I find that, and that's why my team stand by me for so long, and that's why I do well, and so do they. But anyway, I hope this video has been useful. Thank you very much for listening to it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.